Welcome back to The Explainer. I'm so glad you're here today because, honestly, we're tackling something incredibly urgent. If you're still running your Amazon PPC campaigns the exact same way you did last year, you need to stop. Right now. Seriously, your profit margins are probably bleeding out as we speak. We are deep into 2026, and Amazon has completely flipped the script on FBA sellers. But hey, don't panic. By the end of this Explainer, you're going to have the exact blueprint to dominate this brand new ecosystem.
Okay, so let's dive right into this. The harsh reality of the current marketplace, a massive 23% increase in costs. That's right, average cost per clicks have aggressively climbed past $1.20. So if your whole strategy relies on just outbidding your competitors on standard terms, you're basically paying a huge premium for traffic that used to be cheap. But rising costs are really only half the story here.
Because you've got to contrast those rising click costs with this pretty alarming metric, conversion rates. They are down by 8% across the board. Think about that. You're paying significantly more just to get a shopper to your listing, but they're actually less likely to buy once they get there. This data absolutely validates the urgency of the 2026 FBA profit crisis. It's a total squeeze on both ends of your funnel. The margin for error, it's basically vanished.
And all of this brings us to an unavoidable fact. The set it and forget it era is officially dead. You can't just throw up a campaign, set a daily budget, and go play golf anymore. Between these rising costs, the complete end of FBA US prep services, and a massive new AI search update that is literally killing traditional keywords, complacency is just a guaranteed way to lose your business.
So how do we fix it? Well, we break it down into 3 core pillars. Let's start with Pillar 1, the Alexa for shopping shift and the death of keywords.
Now, this is arguably the single biggest search disruption happening on the platform right now. Amazon has officially unified and evolved Rufus into its brand new conversational AI engine known as Alexa for Shopping. Guys, this is no longer just an experiment. It is the new standard. And I want to be perfectly clear about this. If your listing still relies on old-school keyword stuffing to get found, this new AI engine is going to completely ignore you. Zero visibility. Why does this matter to your wallet? Well, just look at this breakdown. A staggering 20% of all mobile product searches are now happening through natural, conversational AI chats instead of standard search bars. 1 in 5 shoppers. They're completely bypassing the search bar to have a dialogue with the AI about what they want to buy. That is a massive chunk of the market interacting with Amazon in a fundamentally different way.
And this brilliantly illustrates the shift. Shoppers aren't just typing rigid strings like yoga mat anymore. Instead, they're having full-blown conversations. They're asking things like, find me an eco-friendly yoga mat that doesn't slip when my hands get sweaty. You see the difference? They are outlining their problems, their context, and their specific needs. The AI then scans for products that solve that exact query, rather than just matching a list of hidden keywords stuffed on your back end.
Because of this massive shift, you need to prepare for the impending July 27th title clampdown. Amazon is enforcing strict new title rules to feed this AI. Character limits are being tightly capped, repeated words are out, and all that promotional fluff completely stripped out. Your listings absolutely must be optimized for context and utility now. You have to tell the AI exactly what problem your product solves, clearly and concisely if you want to survive.
Moving right along to Pillar 2, the new PPC playbook, focusing on persona portfolios.
Because search has changed, the way we advertise has to change with it. Top-tier agencies have completely abandoned the old strategy of dumping money into giant keyword lists. The old, keyword-obsessed method? That meant bleeding cash by bidding heavily on really broad, expensive keywords. The 2026 way is persona-driven. It leverages the Amazon Marketing Cloud to target behavioral signals. You aren't targeting a word anymore, you're targeting a specific type of buyer based on their actual actions.
This brings us to what we call persona portfolios. Basically, you're segmenting your campaigns into distinct behavioral buckets. Think the cart abandoner, the window shopper, or the competitor conquest. Let me tell you, it is so much more profitable to target high-engagement non-purchasers, like, say, someone who just spent 5 minutes looking at your biggest competitor's listing but didn't buy, than it is to fight 10 other sellers over a single $3 click.
Operationally, this changes the whole game. The old way relied on uniform daily budgets that, let's be honest, often ran out by noon. The 2026 way uses intraday budget rules to capture those lucrative evening rushes. And the creative formats? Totally shifted. Relying entirely on static images is a thing of the past. Sponsored Brands video is now basically mandatory because it drives 120% higher engagement in this new visual-heavy ecosystem.
So the crucial point here, the golden rule, is to utilize intraday budget rules. Amazon's predictive pacing algorithm loves to just blow your cash in the morning when people are secretly browsing at work, right? By automatically boosting your bids by 50% between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m., you capture the peak conversion hours. You're putting your money exactly where the actual buyers are.
All right, let's transition to Pillar 3, surviving new FBA logistics and operational bombshells.
Because listen, advertising won't save you if your logistics are broken. We absolutely have to talk about surviving the new FBA logistics, because Amazon is strictly forcing sellers to take back operational control. Here are the harsh new realities for 2026. FBA fulfillment fees creeping up again. If you've got inventory sitting for over 12 months, those aged inventory surcharges have literally doubled. But the absolute biggest bombshell, Amazon has officially ended its FBA prep and labeling services in the US. No more paying Amazon a quick fee to polybag or barcode your items when they arrive.
This really creates two distinct paths, the gamble versus the science. The gamble is shipping raw, unprepped products to Amazon, crossing your fingers and risking full shipment rejection. And believe me, if it arrives without perfect compliance, they will send the whole shebang back. The science, which is exactly what the winners are doing, is proactively moving prep upstream. The days of polybagging inventory in your living room are totally over. Winners are getting it perfectly labeled at the factory in China, or they're partnering with a highly reliable domestic 3PL before it ever even touches an Amazon warehouse.
Which brings us to the conclusion, and more importantly, your 7-day action plan.
Look, navigating 2026 doesn't have to be overwhelming if you just follow the right steps. The overarching lesson from all the data we've walked through today is simple. Treating Amazon like a science yields tremendous growth. Treating it like a gamble, that gets you wiped out. So, to help you adapt immediately and protect those precious profit margins, here is your strict 3-step action plan. Number 1, clean up those listing titles right now before the July 27th clampdown hits. Strip out all that fluff. Number 2, you must launch at least one 6-second sponsored brand video ad to capture that high engagement we talked about. And number 3, go into your campaigns today and set up your intraday budget rules to bid highest during the evening rush.
I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. Take a hard look at your current operations and ask yourself, are you treating your FBA business like a science, or are you still gambling with an outdated algorithm? The tools to dominate this 2026 AI ecosystem are sitting right in front of you. It's time to stop gambling and start executing. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I absolutely cannot wait to see you apply these strategies.